And now, our feature presentation.
So, I can't deny it. I'm a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. I've only played a handful of the games, and not for very long, but I'm all in on the lore. The games, the comics, whatever this is. It's something I've spent way too much of my free time watching hour-long analysis videos of, but I don't care. When the first FNAF movie came out, I was genuinely excited for it, and perhaps my excitement made me a lot more willing to forgive some of its flaws, because the original FNAF is not really a good movie, but it's very fun, and I like when the Shaggy Man says the meme thing.
I know what that is!
But in all seriousness, the first movie is entertaining for what it is, and it's probably the best FNAF movie we could have gotten. So now that we have the sequel, does it improve on the original?
No.
I gotta be honest with you guys, this was rough. I wanted this movie to be good. I was very willing to ignore all the critics and tell you that this is another fun time at the movies. But I'm sorry, they dropped the ball, and they dropped it hard. I don't even really know how you fumble the bag like this, because it has all the pieces the first one did. The cast is back, the same director, I would assume much of the same crew, and the series creator himself, Scott Cawthon. For some reason, everything here just feels wrong. The first thing that stood out to me when the movie started is the performances. There's a lot of awkward kid acting and extras, but I thought it's just the opening. We can at least expect better from our returning players. And then they open their mouths. I don't know what type of direction they were given, but the performances range from half asleep to some of the worst acting I've seen on the big screen this year. And it's a shame because I know all these actors can be good. Nothing in the first one was Oscar worthy, but I know they can at least muster an emotion with this material. But Hutcherson and Laley seem really like they don't want to be there, and the actress playing Abby I really don't want to be too harsh on given she's so young, but she's unfortunately given some of the worst bits of dialogue in the movie. And sadly, the two best performances, and probably the performances folks were most excited to see, Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich, they're barely in the movie. And that's the biggest thing I have to warn viewers about. And I can't go too much into it without spoiling, and I think you should of course go see this movie and make your own judgment, but the cardinal sin this movie makes is that it's simply not finished. Not in the sense that there's unfinished effects or sound. The problem is that this movie is clearly part one of two, the second chapter of a trilogy. And you may be thinking, well, duh, there's so many games, of course they'd want to set up a sequel. That's not what they do. What they do is just not write an ending for the movie. The entire thing just keeps building and setting up all this stuff, introducing new characters and lore and animatronics, and it keeps building and building, and when the climax happens, it just ends.
What?
No resolution, a million loose ends, all just to say, we'll get it in the next one. Again, it's so hard to articulate this without giving stuff away, but I cannot stress how sloppy the pacing is in this movie. It feels like the film was cut up by the studio. Plot points just disappear, characters come and go while I feel like we don't ever even learn their names half the time, and the editing is such a joke. And no matter how many Easter eggs and Matt Pat cameos you jingle in front of my face, it really can't distract from problems this glaring.
When you're hungry for fun, it's Chuck E. Cheese. When you're hungry for fun, it's Chuck E. Cheese.
This is the FNAF movie I was worried we were going to get with the first one. Despite having the series creator so actively involved in the production, the movie feels like Blumhouse just really wanted to get people in seats by putting things people like on a screen without really understanding why we like those things to begin with. I will say, to throw this movie a bone, the animatronics once again look great. They're pulled straight from the game, and the work from the Jim Henson team should not go unappreciated. It's just a shame their amazing work has to go to waste on such a disappointing follow-up. Maybe other FNAF fans will enjoy this, but for me, and I assume most other general audiences, they'll find this sequel to be quite the chore to get through. And that's why I'm giving it 1.5 stars out of 5.
Showbiz Pizza Place with over 60 electronic games. Pizza baked fresh every day. And the stage show extravaganza on 3 stages.
So come for pizza, stay for the fun.
Have you seen the new FNAF trailer?